Our children are the most vulnerable between ages 13 to 17. Because of the access our kids have to technology, there are all kinds of issues. It's not just about bullying that we used to deal with when we went to school when we were growing up, but now it goes on when they go home. And so how do we help our kids deal with this kind of thing?
There is a generation now that does not delay gratification. We have Facebook, we have Snapchat, we have Instagram. There is so much at the fingertips of all of our kids, starting at a young age nowadays. We need to be willing to talk about this and provide training for our staff. And then what do we do for our parents who don't know how to talk to their kids about it?
It's something that parents don't realize that their children are using as a way to bully one another, as a way to make poor decisions, sending inappropriate photos and convincing each other to do things that they really shouldn't be doing. They see things like in Hollywood, or they compare their lives to this highlight reel, and it's so unrealistic. And then they come to school and they think, well, I'm not good enough.
I feel like we're all kind of a little bit more pressured now just because of social media and stuff.
Teens' self-image of themselves are degraded really quickly because there's no way to regulate the cyberbullying that happens, and so it can have a giant toll on someone's life.
Your parents don't really understand what it's like to grow up with all this technology.
Last year, someone made an Instagram page and was saying things that weren't true about me and another friend. I didn't know who it was because it was an anonymous thing, and that made me more upset than anything.
When there's good things and good ways to communicate with other people, there's the bad people that use it in the bad way. I've been in that situation where I've had multiple people bullying me and telling me that I should end my life.
There's no consequences. They don't care what happens to that person. They're just like, oh, it's just another person that's online.
Sometimes when people get to know you, they don't like the real you. I started getting bullied in 4th grade. I'd go home every day thinking I did something wrong. They would judge me because of what sports I wanted to play, because I liked them. I was on the boys' football team, which, made some girls think that the only reason I was on there was because of the boys. They'd make fun of me every time I wore my jersey. When I started doing wrestling, I'd get bullied for that too. I used to cut because I didn't know how to cope with my feelings. So I would take it out on myself because I thought I was the problem. I've always been nice to people. I've always been there for people. And it really depends on if the person's a follower or a leader. And one of my ex-best friends, she ended up being a follower, followed the wrong group of girls. They would talk about me on social media. They would call me names, dirty look me in the halls, and I used to share a locker with these girls because I thought they were my friends. They used to call me a slut, and when my ex-best friend used to start hanging out with them, she started calling me that too, and then I got in a fight. The teachers were kind of back, they planned it. They planned it to not be around teachers. I was in the moment of trying to get her off me, but there was 2 other girls. I was laying on the floor, face first with my blood all over the concrete, and I heard the vice principal come up to me and say, "Who did this?" They didn't see it. When there's a whole group of kids surrounding something, it's obvious there's something going on right there. I got knocked out, so I was nauseous and I was bleeding from my head and I was really dizzy. My English teacher saw that I was hurt and they both picked me up and they carried me to the nurse's office. My head split open, I got a concussion. And then, ambulance, paramedics, they all came, and cops, and they took my ex-best friend to juvie. I feel safer that she's in there. Her friends are blaming me for it. They're all blaming me for it. And, putting posters all over the school, my face X'd out on lockers and stuff. When she gets out, I'm scared. I will admit that, I'm scared. It scared me when I saw the video because it brought back that moment. That kind of sucked, I guess, to know that someone was taking a video while I was getting, hit on. My friend Katie, my best friend, she called up one of the girls and said, "You guys need to stop because this is what leads people to suicide. And bullying someone if it makes you feel better about yourself, then you're just sick." And what happens when a girl that you are bullying kills themselves because of you, because of what you said, because of what you wrote on the bathroom stalls, because of what you put on social media? And then what you want to kill themselves because someone's thinking poorly of them or making them insecure about themselves or putting them down to a low level to where they don't even care for themselves anymore, or they don't like themselves either. It's not okay. I love school. I like going and having a social life with other kids. But I don't think it's the best for me right now. I want to graduate with people. I don't want to, graduate at home. But for right now, it's gonna stay homeschooled because I can't have any more pressure on me or any more bullying because it's already taken a toll on me. It can lead to suicide. I don't think anyone would want that for themselves or for anyone else.
Sure, we can say, don't get on your phone. Is that realistic? Absolutely not. So I think just teaching them the right ways to use technology, and then also just showing them what you're doing really does have an effect on other people. And if you are using technology in a negative way, it's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. That's a choice that you're making, but it's a poor choice.
Kids are also very bold on what they'll put on social media because it's not like a face-to-face. We don't let them have phones out at lunch. So they're sitting around a table with their friends, so they have to have that conversation, which I think is a good thing that we do. Connection is the key with kids.